Hey friends, Min here again for House of Cards Challenge blog. This month we're doing a word cue challenge and our word cue is metallic. So I thought that I would do something fun and different and create a faux patina background. Hopefully you can kind of see the shine as I'm doing this. And it's really quick and easy, but I think that it gives a very elegant effect. So I wanted to share how I made the background for this card. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer so you can see all the different colors and textures. As you can see, I also have some metallic card flowers. These were made for me by Coena, who is one of our fabulous designers at On a Stampage, or not on a Stampage, House of Cards, sorry. And then I've also added some metallic thread, some metallic ribbon, to kind of tie in all of the metallics. So let me show you how to create this background. What I did was I started with a piece of shimmery metallic paper. So you can kind of see it's very subtle, it's a light color. And I took a soft neutral ink, this is Crumb Cake by Stampin' Up, and an embossing folder. And I don't know if you can see the texture on it, but you can use whatever embossing folder you want. What you're going to do is you're going to open it up, and you can already see that this side is inked up. This is the side that's going to push stuff up. So you want the stuff that's not going to get pushed up to be what is colored. So the debossed side technically. And what you do is you just take your embossing folder and ink it up really good, okay? And it's okay if the ink doesn't get in to your paper a whole lot because you're going to be layering inks. But you want to try and get a good coverage on there. And then I found that with this specific type of cardstock, I kind of needed two pieces to force it to be thick enough as I ran it through and to actually get some of the cardstock on there. So you're going to lay it on this side carefully. I almost did it really badly. Carefully close. Hold it tightly. Sandwich it. This is kind of like my ink and emboss technique right here. And here's my Sizzix purse. I'm going to run it through. And sorry, I'm trying to do this backwards, so it's going to be kind of wonky, but I'm going to run it through all the way, and then I'm going to go backwards when I'm done because I want to get as much ink as I can, and I'm actually going to do this the right way this time because it doesn't take as long when I'm using it, holding it with my left and turning with my right. Okay, so like I said, two pieces of paper in there, inked up the debossed side. Oh, this is really bad. I'm so sorry. And let me show you what that looks like. We're going to unsandwich this, carefully open it up, and this is what you get, okay? And then I'm just going to take this one. So you can see the difference. Here's the inked up one versus the non-inked up one. So it's pretty subtle. It just kind of brings out the pattern. And this I can use for something else, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to set these aside. So that's our first step for the faux patina. Now what you're going to do is you're going to layer on your inks. And you're going to want 3 more colors. You're going to want 2 mid-tone inks and a dark. So for my mid-tone inks, I chose Marina Mist and Always Artichoke from Stampin' Up. And for my dark, I chose Chocolate Chip. And I'm actually going to start with the artichoke. I'm just going to take my little sponge dauber, get some ink on there, and kind of rub it across randomly. It's not like I'm not trying to fill everything in perfectly because this is supposed to look like aged metal, which is not going to look perfect. You know what I mean? So when I've got as much green on as I want, I think I'm going to add just a little bit more down here. When I've got as much green as I want, and then I'm going to set this aside and do my next color, which is my Marina Mist, which is the blue. Get my other sponge dauber, get some of this ink on there. And this blue is actually pretty intense, and that's why I'm putting it on second, because then my brown will kind of neutralize that more. Okay, so I'm adding it in. I'm adding more blue than I did green because I like the look of it. You can mess around with different colors. Like I think a blue and a purple would be pretty, or maybe a purple and a green, whatever you want to do. Okay, so can you see the different colors as I'm layering this? And then the last color I'm going to do is the chocolate chip. And this is going to kind of be a finishing touch thing. And so I'm going to kind of get my edges a little bit better. And then lightly go over the rest. Okay. So you can still see all of the different layered colors on there. I just kept kind of layering color, okay? Now you could end here if you wanted to because of the metallicness of the paper. The metallicness, I don't know if that's a real thing. But if you can see on here, I went one more step, and that was adding some gold embossing powder. And that's something that's really easy to do. You just take your panel, take your Versamark ink, pat it gently, not too much, but I'm going to show you, just in case this was too much, I'm going to show you my trick for what I did to get the excess embossing powder off. Stick this in your tray, and then cover it with your embossing powder. I love these embossing trays because then I can just... Okay, now look, this is what happened to me my first time too. That is going to be way too much. Like, it's not going to show any of the patinaing that I did. So all I did was I went like this. I took a soft paintbrush and I kind of got in to some of the cracks where I didn't want it. Hit it off. Okay, so there you can still see some of the color. I might kind of do a little bit more, and just a really soft brush. You can either bounce it or you can brush lightly, and that's going to give you that. I will be right back because I'm going to go heat emboss this, and you don't need to hear that. I'm going to heat emboss this, and I will be back to show you the finished product. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay friends, I'm back with my finished panel. I just finished heat embossing that, and you can see just the extra little layer of shine that that gives to the panel. Like I said before, try different colors, maybe some blues and purples, maybe some purples and greens. Try different colors of embossing powder, silver, copper, but this is the exact same colors that I used for my card base, and I really hope that you try out this fun tutorial. And if you don't, but you make anything that has any sort of metallic anything on it this month, please link it up with us at House of Cards Challenge. Excuse me, sorry, I have the hiccups. Until next month, hugs and happy stamping, friends. Bye.